Now it's time to reflect on all that we've learned this season and the many, many lessons that we've picked up along the way. There are things that we maybe had thought about before but had never truly considered. And there may be new ideas that we need to think about how we are going to implement. But it's important that we don't rush off and think about all the many other lessons we could learn from all the different passages in the scriptures we have not yet explored before we consolidate, before we reflect and we truly apply the principles we have learned. So, we've learned the importance of inviting Jesus. That it's not the case that just because we are suffering, those are the only occasions on which we should reach out to Jesus. We've learned the importance of having Jesus involved in every aspect of our lives, in joy and in pain, through the ups and the downs, not forgetting and neglecting the involvement of God just because things are going well. We've learned how crucial it is to invite Him to the wedding, to make room for Him, to prepare space for Him in our celebrations. That we do not just turn to Him when we are in need. We don't just look for Him when we need help, but we acknowledge Him in all our ways. We've also learned the importance of being very careful about who we allow to inhabit space in our lives. It's a very easy thing to open yourself up, to show people what's going wrong, what's not going well, and for those people to take that information and use it to hurt you. But Mary gave us a good example of someone who stewards personal information very well. She did not take information that could have been embarrassing and blast it to the public, but she went to Jesus so that He could intervene and help someone who was going through a tough time. We have learned that those are the kinds of friends that we need in our lives, and those are the kinds of friends we should want to be in the lives of others. These are the lessons we have learned from Mary's example. We've also learned that God speaks, and when He speaks by giving us instructions. Sometimes these instructions are uncomfortable. They're not that easy to obey. They're not that straightforward. And these instructions require us to be perfectly positioned in our posture and in our hearts, and ready to let go of other voices, ready to let go of what other people might think, what other people might say, and be prepared to go forth and obey the instruction of God no matter the cost. We've learned being willing participants in the working out of a miracle sometimes costs us social status and the comforts of our culture and our friendship groups and the people we would want to respect us. So, I'm hoping that as we reflect, we implement, that these will not just be occasions where we gather and we talk about things and nothing ever changes and everything remains the same. That we become better, we improve, and we become true stewards of God's will, God's word, and God's instructions. I'm excited to see what God will do in this generation as we walk in His word and we surrender to His will.